Hi guys, welcome back. It is prosthetic time. Today I've got a short question for you, and then obviously I'll explain the question. I've got a question for you guys, and my question for you is, how do you know which animal to give a prosthetic and which animal not to give a prosthetic? There is a very thin line between giving the correct animal a prosthetic and giving the wrong animal a prosthetic. And that line is very thin. So basically, you want to look at the animal and the animal's condition. So first of all, what type of animal is it? Is it an endangered animal that you want to help? Is it a normal animal that you want to help? Is the animal on the endangered list or is the animal not? So that is the most important question that you need to ask. If the animal is on the endangered list, then obviously you want to keep the animal. You don't want to leave the animal in the wild with no leg. For instance, all of these cases mean, or this question resolves around the animal that does not have a leg, or the animal doesn't have a leg. So that is basically what the whole question resolves. So now you may ask, okay, there's an animal without a leg. How do I know you want to give that animal a prosthetic, or that animal needs a prosthetic and the animal does not need a prosthetic? So first of all, where is the animal? If the animal is in the wild and the animal is basically in the wild, let's say the Kruger National Park or the Serengeti or the Capriva, let's say it doesn't matter where you are, let's say the animal is out in the wild and the animal does not have a leg, what do? You do not give the animal a prosthetic, because unfortunately it's the nature's way of survival. It's survival of the fittest. That animal is already in nature's loop, is already in the circle of nature. The animal probably lost a leg due to maybe a hunting accident, maybe a trap, or maybe another animal. Maybe the animal was bitten by a snake or by a scorpion or something like that, and the animal lost his leg, or the animal was in a fight with another animal. Unfortunately, that is the circle of life. So that animal you will keep in the wild. If you take that animal out of the wild, you give that animal a prosthetic, you mess up the whole nature system and you mess up the whole circle of life, basically. Because unfortunately, it's survival of the fittest. Anyway, so now you might ask, let's say that particular animal in the wild is an endangered animal. If that's an endangered animal on the endangered species list, then that changes the whole story. Yes, still you do not want to take that animal out of the wild, but it's an endangered species. So obviously, what do we want to do with an endangered species? We want to try to repopulate them. We want to let their population numbers increase. So obviously, you will take that animal out of the wild. You will help that animal. If that animal cannot go back into the wild, you can always use the animal to reproduce, to bring an offspring, to help increase the population numbers. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. So if the animal is an endangered animal, then yes, we need to do everything in our powers and everything that we can to save the endangered species, basically. So that is that phenomenon. Let's say the animal was born in captivity, or it is a captive animal that will never be released. Yes, that animal you do get a prosthesis for. Let's say the animal was born in captivity with one or other gene mutation, and there's no limb. Yes, that animal you do save. That animal you give a prosthesis to. Let's say you save an animal. Let's say there's an animal that lost his leg due to human intervention. Let's say the animal was hit by a car, the animal was hit by a hunter, or some unfortunate tragic like that. Then yes, then you will take that animal out out of the wild, you will keep the animal in captivity. If you think the animal can recover and rehabilitate with 3 legs, and if you watch the animal and you observe the animal and you see the animal, okay, the animal adapted with 3 legs. You take that animal, you put that animal back in the wild because the animal adapted, and then you will not take the animal out of the circle of life and out of this whole mother nature and circle of nature story. Then that animal, you will put that animal back and you will fix the whole universe basically. But if you see, okay, this animal does not stand a chance at all, this animal will not be able to survive back in the wild, you're going to keep this animal in captivity, not for profitable reasons, but you're going to keep this animal in captivity so that the animal can still catch a mate, so that the animal can still reproduce. Then yes, that animal will build a prosthesis to as well. We'll give that animal a prosthesis as well, because it doesn't matter if the animal is in the wild or if the animal is in captivity, or doesn't matter what the situation of the animal, that animal deserves to reach the animal's full potential, because any animal can reach their full potential in the wild. Any animal can reach their full potential in captivity as well. You just need to help. If the animal is in captivity, you just need to help that. And if the animal has only 3 limbs, that's a big issue. Imagine you losing a limb. It's a big issue. It's a big adaptation to life. It's a whole different life that you're going to have then, basically. Now you may ask, why do you want to give an animal prosthesis? Let's say the animal is in captivity, the animal is adapting quite nicely. Why do you still want to give that animal a prosthesis? The only reason is you still want the animal to feel like an animal. Yes, animals, call me crazy, but they do have emotions, and they feel like, they feel off. If they're off, there is days where animals feel like, well, it's just, well, you know, I promise you, call me crazy, but yeah. So you still want that animal to reproduce because you still want that animal to catch a mate. So you might not give an animal a prosthesis for the reason for them to walk again or to walk normally again. Yes, if the animal can walk on 3 limbs, perfect, brilliant. Then you're not going to intervene with the animal. Then you're not going to mess the animal up. Then you'll leave the animal. But still, even though we can walk with 3 limbs, that animal will still feel like the animal cannot catch a mate, because in order to catch a mate, you basically need to be perfect. Luckily for humans, there are instances where you don't have to be perfect to catch a partner for life. Luckily, but for an animal to catch a partner in life, that particular partner needs to stand out for the female. The male needs to stand out for the female, and the female needs to stand out for the male. So let's say you only have 3 limbs. Obviously, you're going to stand out because you only have 3 limbs, but you still need to catch the attention of the female. So that's why we will still give a prosthesis for that type of animal, so that that animal can feel complete again, which will make the animal catch a mate and a partner much easier. That will make the process much easier because the animal will feel complete again. It sounds stupid, call me crazy, but I promise you that is literally the research that we're doing, and that is actually what happens. So that is really a very important part of prosthetic in wildlife. It's to make the animal feel whole again, and to make the animal catch a partner again to reproduce, because that's the goal. We want to reproduce the animal's population. Doesn't matter what animal it is, we want more animals on Earth. There's a very sad statistic that's telling us that there's a large percentage of the world's animals that are endangered. So it doesn't matter what animal it is, even if it's monkeys. Everyone knows there are millions of monkeys everywhere, and they steal everything, even monkeys. Even if there's a million monkeys out there, you still want them to increase their population numbers, because that increases the whole number of other factors as well. So that's the end goal. You want to increase the population numbers of animals. So that is basically a short on why you want to build an animal prosthesis and a prosthetic. I know it's a lot to take in. So if you have any questions, or you have any remarks, or you want to say anything else, please in the comments below Or if you want to check out a few of the other videos, I don't know where it's going to pop up, it's going to pop up somewhere. Just click on the links and then check out the social media channels as well. We've got some interesting stuff on there as well. So thanks for watching again, guys. Keep a lookout for our next video. Cheers.